Hey, what's happening to you guys? Xenoverse here and welcome back to another video. So in this video I want to do a Dragon Ball discussion, not about fighters per se, because I'll be doing some videos about that in the near future, but I wanted to talk about Dragon Ball Xenoverse because I've been thinking about that DLC 6 that's going to be releasing very soon. Well, not actually very soon, I can't say exactly when it's coming out, but it's supposed to be coming out sometime in the future, maybe in February or in March. And this DLC will be, providing, I guess, some brand new story, brand new original story centered around a brand new villain named Fu. Now, Fu, if you do a little bit of research around this guy, he's supposed to be the son of Towa and Mira, but obviously he was still a baby from the story that I've read, anyways. But in this game, in Xenoverse 2 DLC 6, he's a grown-ass dude and he seems to be plotting something. He seems to be messing around with what I would presume to be time once again, and it got me thinking, like, what could they possibly do with this new DLC story? Like, we can't go back and revisit things like, the Bardock thing again. We can't do Broly again. We can do maybe the Android movies, but it's like, it's not really worth a DLC purchase, in my opinion anyways. Like, I'm very picky when it comes to buying DLC. If I don't see value in something, I probably won't pick it up. But besides that, I feel like this DLC will be kind of like a prologue to, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, and I want them to go to a different direction. Like, I want them to just break out of this whole, safety line. Like, I feel like the developers behind, the Xenoverse series, they've got potential to create a unique story that we haven't seen in a while. Like, we've been playing the same story over and over again. And honestly, Xenoverse 1 story mode was actually pretty awesome. It was actually one of my favorite, well, not one of my favorite, but it was actually just fun. It was fun. It was fun. It was unique. We didn't see anything like it before. We were able to create our own characters, go back in time, interact with the main cast like Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Krillin, all that good stuff. It was unique and it was refreshing in a sense. Xenoverse 2 did almost the exact same thing. The first half of the story felt like I was playing Xenoverse 1, but more lackluster in a sense. In my opinion, it felt lackluster and it felt rushed. I don't know why. That's just my opinion. It just felt weird. Then the second half of the story became very interesting because we went to a different direction that we didn't go, with Xenoverse 1. So it became interesting. I woke back up and I started enjoying the story once more. Now in Xenoverse 3, man, there's an opportunity for them to create something one or two ways. I see it, one or two ways. They could go the Dragon Ball Heroes, and I'm talking about full-blown chaos, go all out, bring in some new original characters. If you want to copy the characters from Dragon Ball Heroes, do that, and create a brand new universe centered around the Dragon Ball IP and just go ham. Create something unique, because I guarantee you, most people have enjoyed the story of Dragon Ball enough. How many times can we go through the Saiyan saga, the Android saga, the Boo saga? How many times can you go through that before nostalgia just fucking kills you? Like, it doesn't really make sense anymore, in my opinion anyways. I feel like they can go that route. Go the DB Heroes route, because when I watch the trailers for DB Heroes, I get hyped up. I can never play the game, but I always get hyped up because I see some things I wish I can actually participate in. I see Super Saiyan 4 Gohan. I see Super Saiyan 4 freaking Broly. We see Xeno Goku and Time Breaker Vegeta, and we see what's that dude's name again? I don't know. Like, we see merged between Boo and Cell. We see all this crazy stuff, and the story can have potential with cinematics and all that stuff. Like, we will never be like sitting down and think to ourselves, oh, I know what's about to come next because this is going to be touching on the Android saga or the Boo saga. We will always be surprised, and that will actually make Xenoverse 3 super interesting. And not only that, we will also get some new attacks, because the story will be so out of place. There won't be anything holding them back from adding things that just aren't canon. Like, we could get, androids as characters, we can get, demons as characters. We could probably get the Kais as characters. There would be no limits, because with Xenoverse 1 and 2, they were branching out when it comes to uniqueness, but they were also I felt like they were trying to stay a little bit canon, and I was like, that's cool, but I think now we should be branching out. Now the other way that they could go with the story, which is something most of us have actually talked about, and I feel like I would actually enjoy this version more, is the idea that we get to choose who to support. Do we go with Trunks and the Supreme Kai of Time and and prevent time from changing, or do we go with Fu and all the other demon characters and change time and all that shit? Because if you remember, I believe, was this Xenoverse 1 or Xenoverse 2? I'm not too sure which one it is. No, it has to be Xenoverse 2. It's Xenoverse 2. Jesus, I can't talk right now. But we got the secret, ending, in a sense. I think that's how it's called, secret ending for this particular situation, where Trunks actually went back in time and changed history. He went back in time, changed history, saved Gohan, and killed off the androids. And he decided to stay in that timeline to continue to help fight for his future. And then afterwards, the Supreme Kai of Time came to us and asked us, do we want us to punish Gohan? No, sorry, do you want us to punish Trunks? And obviously fix time? Or do you want us to leave Trunks to live in that timeline and don't interfere with the new current timelines? That was an odd thing for them to ask us, if you think about it, because no matter what answer you choose, nothing happens. You know what I mean? Nothing happens. But I felt like they could have used that opportunity to secretly gather data. You know what I mean? They gather data, intel on the decisions that people have made, and then put them in different lines. So if you're someone who plays on the PS4 constantly and stuff like that, and you transfer your data from Xenoverse 2 to Xenoverse 3, you will automatically end up in the side that you chose. So if you chose to change time back to the original timeline, you would be with Trunks and Supreme Kai of Time. But if you chose I want to leave time sorry, I'm just really all over the place here. I want to leave the timeline that Trunks just created and leave Trunks where he is at the moment with Gohan and Future Mai and Bulma and all that stuff. And if you chose that option, you would end up with Fu, who believes that some futures need to be changed for the better of humankind. And that would separate a sense of, we're now fighting not just based on we want to be good and evil, but we're also fighting for our philosophy, for our morals, all that good shit. We don't have to go into that in depth, but it would be fucking awesome. And then we will have, monthly or weekly wars where one side will fight the other side, and it can actually work. I mean, DC Universe makes it work pretty damn well. If you play DC Universe Online, if you choose one of the other sides, you would stay at, here's the thing is that we will both have our own section, hub worlds in a sense, and then we'll obviously have the integrated multi world where we all can meet up and do shit and fight each other. Like, let's say if you're running around new version Canton City, you see a rebel time patroller, you can actually fight him on the spot or something like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. Like, think about it, a DC Universe Online world, but with Dragon Ball. So it'll be fucking huge. Yeah, okay, maybe you can say that net coding and all that shit in the online infrastructure will cause a bunch of stuff, and online fighting will be pretty horrendous, but if they can just nail this down, it will be pretty awesome. We will go around doing our missions, the good guys will do their missions, the bad guys will do their mission, and there will be missions that will intersect. So, let's say the good guys have to go back and fix a certain time, while the bad guys are going into time to change that event. And if you run into a certain, opposition, you will end up fighting them, and that would be pretty cool. That's what I think anyways. I think that would be pretty awesome. There's great opportunities for Xenoverse 3, so they just have to take the risk. I guarantee you, 90% of the Xenoverse community would like this easily. They would like the DB hero stuff, or they would like the you know, Civil War. They would like the Civil War. Like, you get what I mean? I'm sorry if I'm a little bit confusing. Oh, Jesus, I'm so tired. I'm sorry, I'm so tired. But you get what I'm saying. It would be pretty awesome. It would be pretty dope to see something like that in Xenoverse 3. So I'm actually very, very excited to see what DLC 6 will bring to the table. Like, I'm looking forward to see what Food will do, and hopefully they'll use this opportunity to test the waters a little bit, to see how far they could take the story in terms of craziness, in terms of uniqueness, and in terms of originality. Like, I just want to see what they can do with it. Like, if we go back to an already existing timeline, like some movie timeline, like we go back to Bio Broly, or we go back to you know, we go back to something else that's already existing in the Dragon Ball universe, I'd be pretty disappointed, if I'm being honest with you. I'd be like, okay, you brought in a brand new character just to go back to an old existing timeline. You know what I mean? I know it's time patrollers, I know we're supposed to go back in time, but we could go back to time and just fuck shit up. just fuck shit up. Like, go back to time, like, you know, fuck shit up, and whatever shit that's been fucked up stays permanently. And you know, you just have to see all this crazy stuff. Like, we're not just going back to relieve existing, you know, existing timelines. We're just going back to already fucked up timelines and trying to fix it, but in doing so, we're just fucking it up even more. Like, come on, it'd be pretty awesome. And also, you know, Dragon Ball Xenoverse isn't really as canon as they say, because we've already established that when people go back in time in the Dragon Ball universe, they just go back to a parallel universe. Like, the timeline will still stay the same. So pretty much all the times that we've been going back in time to change something or to fix something, all we're doing is creating another parallel universe. So look at it this way. Okay, the first line is the main storyline, how things should be. Mira, Towa, or Fu, they go back and they fuck shit up. They're just creating another timeline that's fucked up, and then we're going back to fix it. But because we are interacting with the main cast, all we're doing is just creating another timeline where we exist in that timeline, fixing something that's still you know what I mean? The Dragon Ball timeline system is really weird and it's really fucked up, but essentially there's still a timeline where Towa fucks shit up, and there's still the other timeline where things never really happen. So things happen the way they're supposed to, and that's what I mean. Like, they could use the opportunity and just maybe, you know, Supreme Kind of Time can just say, you know what, we haven't really been changing anything. Like, we've literally just been, you know, chasing them around, you know, fucking shit up ourselves. I don't know. Maybe they explained this. I don't think they did, because time travel is never really easy. You know what I mean? But anyways, let me know what you guys think of all of this in the video. Do you think you would like it? Do you think you would hate it? Do you think, like, maybe you would prefer for things to stay the way they are? For Xenoverse 3 to be, hey, let's go back in time and save Goku from being killed by, you know, Piccolo's special beam cannon, and obviously see Raditz survive it again. I don't know, because they're gonna do it again. Like, I feel like they're gonna do it again, and I really am not vibing with that anymore. We need more from Xenoverse 3, you know what I mean? I already expect more customizations, more battle options, more, you know, movesets, more characters, well, not more characters, but more characters, you know how it is. I expect all of these. These are stuff that I actually expect. But from the story portion, I expect even more. This is a great opportunity to just give us such a unique storyline that we've never seen before. Like, look at Dragon Ball FighterZ. They're doing stuff that we've never seen before. Like, I have no idea how Android 16 came back. I have no idea how Frieza, Cell, and all them people came back. I have no idea who Android 21 is, you know. Mrs. Stick, you know what I mean? I don't know who she is. She just came out of nowhere. This is a brand new storyline. We also got to see some Shadow Goku, Shadow Vegeta, Shadow Krillin, Shadow Piccolo, Shadow Trunks, all them good stuff. And we also get to take over the bodies of various heroes like Goku, well, not heroes, because we also get to take over Frieza, Krillin, you know, 118. Dragon Ball FighterZ is doing something new, something that we haven't seen before. But with Xenoverse 3, there's a huge potential. We can touch universes, multiple timelines, dimensions. You know what I mean? We can go crazy, and we can also delve into the demon realms. We've heard so much about it from Mira and Toa, constantly mentioning that they're trying to gather up energy to take over the demon realms, but we haven't seen a glimpse of it. You know what I mean? It feels like it doesn't even exist, in my opinion. It feels like it doesn't even exist. I know it does, but we didn't see a glimpse. We didn't see, you know, just an idea. Just nothing. Like there's a great opportunity for this. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. I'm in Stream Sonic. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.